Hey everyone, this is Daryl as a Service Webster and taking a look at the Wiki feature within Microsoft Teams. We've been discussing it for a little while now on Twitter with a few people and within the tech community. That's techcommunity.microsoft.com. And I thought I just want to step through and take a look at this and explore it a bit, and also just see where Wiki might fit within the experience. So we'll just flick on over to a demo in a sense. We have the conversations area within a large team that I've created. I called it large team because we're now able to have up to 999 members within a Microsoft team. Previously it was 600. So we've got a conversations area. Not a lot going on here at the moment. We've got Matt Stafford that I've invited as a team, and I've started a conversation here around the new wiki. When we create a new team, we now have, we've always had conversations, we've always had files. We used to have a notebook tab, and this tailed off to a OneNote notebook, so we'll have a look at that in a little while. But now we've got the default being Wiki, so I wanted to just press in and have a look at what this is all about. Now the discussion we've been having on the net has been, where is this Wiki? I know, I got a little goofy and I thought I'd just come up with a little graphic, as in where's Wiki, where's Wally, but we're trying to sort of figure out where this wiki fits in, because the Microsoft Teams are associated with a SharePoint team site. That's all part of this Office 365 groups thing that we can use. And remember, groups is the group of people. It's an Active Directory object, but it also has 3 different options for communications. We've had Outlook since day dot when Office 365 groups came out. We recently got Yammer connected groups as well, and then of course Microsoft Teams. And they all provide 3 different communication modalities: email, IM style, or enterprise social. So here we are with the Microsoft Teams experience. We've got conversations, we've got files, and now we've got Wiki. And I see Wiki is a tab that you can add to addition or existing teams. So if you do have a team that you want to try this wiki out, of course you can go in and add that as well. But as a default new team or default new channel, we're going to get a wiki there. Excuse me. So the structure of a wiki, we've got a list of pages that we can show, and we can navigate that way. As we are within the wiki itself, I guess the wiki is called Discovering More About Wiki. We've got a page or a note in there that's called, is it stored in SharePoint? Let's see what happens when we create a new page. So new page, okay, so the area beforehand, this is a new page. And then we've got sections within that page. So if we have a look at that structure now, we've got Discovering a Wiki and an untitled section. Now let's click into Discovering More About Wiki. Alright, so the navigation is that as we're clicking in, it expands that page, and then we've got sections. So this is cool. Okay, so it's sort of familiar because OneNote notebooks are structured in terms of sections and pages. A section contains lots of pages, so quite familiar. Alright, so we've got a page, created that a little while ago. Is it stored in SharePoint? So I created my note in a sense, or add a section. Actually, thinking about it now, OneNotes are a section, and a section contains pages. Within wikis, a page contains sections. So yeah, a little reverse there. So this is new section. Not being very imaginative this morning. Content goes here. Well, we've already got content as in that sense, but I'll finish off that note. So save it. Yep. We've got other options that we can do with it. So we can grab a link. What do we do there? Control C to grab a link to that new section in Wiki. Alright, so Control C, and I guess I could go back in here and have a conversation around it. So that's one way to do it, but not the easiest way. We will take a look at that soon. So I'll just start that there. We'll go back to it in a little while from someone else's experience. Now the other way to create a conversation around a wiki looks to be, let's jump into here. And what that's going to do is post out into the conversations tab, and then we can have a, so what I'm going to do is just mention Matt, and I am going to invite someone else back into this as well. Actually, we'll just add Matt there. I'm going to add members. I need to add my other demo user that I've got open on the other screen. So that's Laura Galloway. Hoorah. Okay, Laura's done. So that was very easy to add her to our team. And I'll also add hey, Laura. Now, something I'll point out again that I recently found, like with a number of different social programs, you are able to be less formal with mentioning people. So you can hit backspace once, and that'll get rid of the surname or however many names you might have listed in your Active Directory. So I'm being less formal. Hey Laura, you'll be interested in this. Whoops, sorry about the typos. Right, cool. Right, so we've done that. Now, interestingly, where I'm running the Periscope from, I've also got the Microsoft Teams app running, and I'm logged in as Laura. So I would show you that, but we're going to get some kind of inception going on because I've got the session going there. So we'll have a look at where Laura is shortly. So we've done that. We've created a conversation around a note, and I think this is the key thing about Wiki is it's been developed so that you can grab little nuggets of information, nuggets of knowledge, and as a team you can have that conversation around the separate pieces of knowledge within the team. So that's quite useful. I know that OneNote has the capability to structure out a knowledge base in a sense. So yeah, we'll see the comparison shortly. So we've got Laura, we've mentioned it. Was there anything else that we could do in here? We can edit the note. Was there any kind of formatting? Yeah, there's formatting, all right. So we can do some bolding. We can highlight stuff. Got to write some stuff first, Daryl. ASDF, all right. Color things in. All right. So we've got that. Okay. Now, something else that was mentioned by Dan Stevenson during his demos was that there's markup language within the conversations area. Can we use markup language here? So if I hit enter here and I'll do like a, no, not yet. Okay, what about block quotes? So I think that was an angle bracket, blah. Okay, so we don't get the same kind of markup language in here. Maybe that's a feature coming, who knows? So we've got get link, we can force unlock. Right, so as we're editing a note, or editing a section within the page, we are locking it so people can't work on that same note at the same time. So that's one thing about OneNote is that you can collaborate in various different places on the same page. Although teachers will tell you that if you invite your whole class into it, that you are going to have a lot of fun when the students experience OneNote for the first time. It's quite a conglomerate. So it looks like we've got a section locking feature here within the wiki side of it. So we can lock and unlock, move up and down. What else do we do? Okay, so that's just the order of things. Fine. Right, but I do like the way that you can deep link into a specific section, and that's just as simple as if you were to start that conversation from the section itself. But there is a need to deep link directly to a section within the wiki. You could push that out to an instant message in Skype for Business, or an email, or other various places within documents that you might want to link back to conversations around the wiki. All right, so we've got Laura. Let's have a look at what her experience is like at the moment. Laura's over here. Yeah, that's cool. That's me. And I've just added her to the large team. She sees that there's a notification in there. She could see that in her activity as well, that Laura was mentioned in that large team, so we can see that, and we're brought directly through to that content. So yes, I am interested in that. Thanks. All right, so we've got that. Let's click on through. So the experience here for her is that she can go through and take a look at, should be a link directly to just that section. So that was the new section that I added her to, wasn't it? So let's open up that conversation there again. Okay, so the cool thing is that within a number of these different experiences, we're able to have conversation alongside content. You can do that within a document like Word as well. And then you've got all that full discussion right there, and that of course is all happening also outside and in the conversations area. Now I would click on video, but that's not a capability yet within the browser experience. So if Laura was doing this from another Microsoft Teams client on her desktop, then she could start up a video call and escalate that to something to get to collaborate quickly and get work done. Right, so where does Wiki sit? And I guess this is a discussion that we've been having within the tech community and also on Twitter. Where does it sit? So we've created these wikis, and there was some sort of confusion around the name Wiki, because there already is a wiki in the grand scheme of things for Microsoft Teams. Remember, Microsoft Teams is built on Office 365 groups, and any Office 365 group you create, whether it be with Outlook, with Yammer, or with Teams, you'll get a SharePoint team site. Now with the SharePoint team site, since quite some time now, the team site pages are stored within a wiki library. So there began to be a discussion this morning about, is this where the wiki is stored? Is it stored in this wiki library? So I just wanted to press through and have a look at where that all fits in. Now you might not know this, but you can go through to the SharePoint space that's associated with your team just by going open in SharePoint. Now I'm just going to go back to my client here and do it from there. Same experience, but I just want to get back to my original user. Open in SharePoint, and away we go. So you'll see that up here in the address, every time we create a team, it's going to sit in our SharePoint space, in sites, and then large team, whatever that name is. And you'll see that it's going to take me directly through to the documents library that's associated with the Microsoft team. Do not rename that document library. You will cause yourself some trouble. It will still be available there to see within the SharePoint team site, but it will break that link between the Teams Files tab. So that's not cool. And I think my friend Juan Gonzalez, who I was talking with this morning, he's also suggested that you don't really want to do a lot of customizing of columns or adding lists and libraries, sort of linkage from a SharePoint perspective into this library, because it also might cause some funniness when you try to view it from the Microsoft Teams experience. So we have our click through to our SharePoint site that's associated with the team. Again, question is, where is our wiki? So the best place to look, if you do have permission to do that, is that you're going through to site contents and various different things here. Now I want you to ignore these three apps. They've been in there for a little while since I was testing them way back, so they're not a standard part of the site. Neither is Teacher Dashboard. That's all education stuff I was working on a couple of years ago and just haven't got around to tidying up. So what you will normally see is your document library, your forms templates, your site assets, style library, and your site pages. And site pages, if you notice, is a wiki page library. And that's because the type of site that we're creating, our team site, the pages are wiki style, or have been wiki style for some time. That means that when you create that page, you can put on web parts, you can link off to various things. Hey, Cloud Sherpa, good to see you. And all the wiki pages are stored in there. So if we click through into site pages, we are just going to see one page, because this is a brand new site and there's just a home page. What does that look like? Let's go back over to here. Loading on New Zealand bandwidth. Can't wait to get fibre next year, eventually. We've got our new modern team site look and feel, with our news web part and various different activity, and not a lot going on in a new team, of course. So that's our wiki page library. So no, the wiki is not stored there. The new wiki for Teams, that is. So where is it stored? Still got to press in and find that out. Some others are saying that, oh, it is a third-party service, because if you go back over here to look at all these new tabs that we've got, there are some Microsoft ones in there, of course. We can go through to Planner and various different documents. You got YouTube and Hootsuite and and websites, Visual Studio, etc. But there are some new third-party ones, and we expect to see some more appearing there. So it is all in no, it's not. It's not in alphabetical order. But Wiki, where is it? Where does it live? Is it a Microsoft product? I think it is. And we'll get that confirmed over in our conversations in the tech community.microsoft.com. Keep plugging it in. But yeah, where does that wiki sit? So can we create another wiki? Let's see what we can do. Is this going to screw things up? Another wiki. Oh, you already have a tab with that name. Oh, cheers, Cloud Sherpa. Yeah, bring people into the conversation. Awesome. So we can't create a second wiki within a Microsoft team. That makes sense. That's good. You already have a tab with that name? Daryl, read a little closer. Another wiki? Maybe we can. Another wiki. Okay, super imaginative this morning with names. We have another wiki. How about that? Okay, 2 wikis. Now, you might have a purpose for that. Maybe you've got a wiki for different products within your team. So you might have a team that's representing products. This might be, yeah, you get the idea. You can segregate and do various different things around that. So 2 wikis. We can copy a link to the wiki itself as well, so we can bring people into that. So it's all going on here, and I'm starting to see some of the applications that I might, or the ways and use cases I might have for using this wiki within a team. In fact, it's something that we've been thinking about at BitTitan recently too, for collecting knowledge around the frequently asked questions around our products as we get ready for a big launch. So that's pretty cool. Right, so I just want to get back to we've got the question still outstanding. Where is that wiki? And we'll probably find out from a product manager at some point. But what about the question of OneNote? Because now when we create a new team or a new channel, we have, where is OneNote? You have to consciously add it. So, here it is. It's a OneNote tab that I can add. But when we have our our SharePoint team site, that's part of our Microsoft Teams, part of our group's experience, we do still have that notebook sitting along in the background. Here it is here. Been part of the SharePoint team sites since SharePoint 2013 and SharePoint Online when it came out as Office 365 launched Wave 15. So it has been there for a while, and it's got a lot of advantages. It's got a lot of integration through to different products and services, of course, with Office 365 and within Skype for Business, within Outlook, pushing things out to taking meeting notes. It's been on the scene for a while. We also were discussing one of its other uses that you can connect it to your mobile as well. So you don't have to use the notebook just within the Teams experience or within just your browser. You can connect it up to a mobile. And one of those use cases, it was pretty cool actually. Let me just actually we'll step through and then I'll ink it up a bit soon. So we've got our large team notebook. And we've got our untitled section and untitled page. Now, what we were seeing with when Microsoft Teams first came out in preview and we had a notebook, every channel got a notebook and a section in this notebook. So we'll have a look at what that effect is as we add that tab. We'll go into OneNote, we'll click into there, we'll give it a name. Well, hang on. Okay, here's the catch, right? Before we went GA with Microsoft Teams, a notebook was part of the default tabs, and as you created a channel, then the channel would get a notebook, and the notebook would be have a default name of channel name _ notebook, I think it was, or section. Anyway, it had a default name there. Now I've got to consciously give it a name. So that's one advantage, I guess. We're not bound to thinking, okay, when you're in your notebook, look out for that thing that has an underscore, because that's going to be your section within your channel. So what are we calling this? General. Okay, we'll go along with general stuff. Now that's going to create a percentage 20 sign in the URL because I've left a space there, but we'll just run with this. What does it look like within our notebook? So what's happening now in the background is it's creating a section within the team site notebook. It's going to post out to the tab as well, so it means that we can start creating a discussion around, hey, I've created a new section, rather a new notebook as part of my Microsoft team. Let's go and I'll just let it load up. And this is one of the reasons why I like to open this notebook in the full OneNote experience, because you get access to all your standard tools and you can do a lot more with it. But at the moment, yeah, this is cool. I can at least get in and create pages within this section, as opposed to Wiki's sections within a page. Anyway, sections, pages, we can edit in OneNote. We can open up various different tabs and get that OneNote online experience within Teams. Now that's one of the strengths of Teams, isn't it? We can stay within this container and we can use the online experience for various different services. So we've got that. Yeah, that's cool. Now let's go and find that within our SharePoint team site. Diddly. Alright, so it has created our section called General Stuff. Interesting. Okay, so when you create your new notebook section for your channel, don't bother naming it after the channel that you're in. Give it an appropriate name, such as meeting notes, and it's going to append the channel name to the beginning of your section. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. So if I'd created one called meeting notes, and I won't go and make you wait through that, but it would have said general-meeting notes. Notice too here that I'm a dual personality. I've got myself collaborating from within this experience, and also if I jump on out over to here, we will also see some letters appear. Oh, I didn't do it. It was that other guy, Daryl. He did it. So we can get that collaborative experience going on, and as long as you're not overlapping each other or trying to type within the same line, then you're not going to get any conflicts. What I do like to do is open up that within my full OneNote experience, because I do like to manage my notebooks that way. So here we've got the OneNote Windows 10 app. Woohoo! And we're opening up the section somewhere. I've actually made the OneNote 10 app my default experience, so it does have a little less visibility. Ah, yes, that's right. I should have made the other one my default to do this demonstration. One thing I've found recently with OneNote and multi-factor authentication is that the Windows 10 app tends to ask me to authenticate multiple times, not just multiple multi-factor authentication, but every time I want to open up Windows 10. So having a discussion there with the OneNote team. Anyways, so it's going to open it up in that full experience. Excuse me. That's cool. So that's where I prefer to use it, giving me the full set of tools. And that's, we know where the notebook sits. It sits within SharePoint. It's searchable in terms of, or it's part of the compliance and retention policies that you can put in place. But that's the other question about Wiki, is where does that sit, and is it covered by the compliance capabilities that are also now covering various parts of Microsoft Teams. So I think I've warbled along enough. That's 24 minutes. That's a long broadcast for me. Usually I'm a bit more organised and try and keep it short and concise, but I thought it was worth discussing this and getting it out there, and I saw a few people were interested as they jumped on in. I'll pull this down and probably add it to my YouTube channel. So that's Daryl as a service signing off, and we'll catch you a bit later on. Let's see if we can find some answers more about Wiki and where it is. But hopefully this has demonstrated some of its usefulness. Catch you again.